All right. Okay, so I don't go along with the narrative of the United States of stupid as America, because I know that Americans, and I mean to sound anti-American, but I'm born here, raised here, and I have American DNA that's Native American, besides African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, okay, and Irish. So I want to talk about this because I love my sister. Let's see, someone say I hate the African part of me, but I went to an African sister, the African sister name of African Phone Channel, and she was talking about the change of mindset. And I mentioned Bluish Gelato in the live stream. Now, of course, I wasn't talking. Then what she said, he biracial. He has more common with you because y'all not than a pure African. We pure African. Y'all not. You African Americans not pure Africans. Y'all mixed. So this is, I'm not trying, this is an obsession. This is just to hear that these mixed race people, because Blue Shot, I don't understand. He ain't the first person, and not all people who come from a union have done this to me, but I had some enemies, okay, who want to tell us mixed race African American people that we're pure black, and they want to come in and tell us how to live our lives like slaves on a plantation, okay? And you have weak-minded African American people who will sit there and listen to these fools, knowing that the Wikipedia that has very educational documentation says that you have any two races or more in your ancestry, you're multiracial American. If you look at Wikipedia about multiracial American, so we have ignorant people on the internet talking, and they trying to get white supremacist ideology and black nationalist arguments to defend their narrative. But I went to the African woman who's 100% African, and she says she was talking about how African descended Americans who ain't fully black, some of them try to pass as pure black American African, excuse me. Oh my God. They talking about me not being who I am. I love to hear this African woman tell me this. She says straight up, they tired of African American descended people because she's African American, but I put my own term because we're not pure black, right? We're not pure black African. African American descended people going to Africa and trying down talk Africans in their country. Majority of them are pure black. Try to tell them how to live their lives like slaves. Now this sounds familiar, right? Because didn't I just got on Cynthia G by a show Kim 123 Blue Light, I can't stand that. And what's the name? This controlling language. And I said that's why I bashed the Vice show for bringing Cynthia G, controlling language. So she having problem with African American descended people going to the motherland and talking about how they should live their lives in their own countries. Coming in their cookout trying to run them, and they try to pass as a pure black African. No, they as ain't no damn pure black African. And have nerve tell someone who is very proud of their mixed heritage that I should claim to be pure black because I got more African DNA. This what this African, pure, beautiful black woman said. You must be happy with yourself. All your ancestors. It doesn't matter if it came out of rape or whatever. You are what your ancestors are. And so if you have different, and she said about me, good points about me. Now, all you pro one drop is certain to a generation type people with blood quantum syndrome myths who tell me that I'm not proud of who I am. I went to an African woman. I didn't go to the African American that's not pure black and claim to be pure black because they pressure by some white society that wants to oppress them. Okay? And you let a high yellow tragic mulatto, a light skinned black boy, if you want to go there, I want to use that one drop on me, run your ass and tell you that you're not mixed, and the Wikipedia is telling you that you have two races or more in your ancestry, you're mixed. And if you're not happy with the DNA in your blood, oh, I wish I can take the white side out of my blood. I'm sorry, you cannot. It's gonna say that today you die. The African, the French, the Spanish, Irish, English, the American in my blood. It's always gonna be here till the day I die. And if I have kids, I pass it through my kids. My parents are not 100% black, so stop passing as pure black Africans in the United States. African American people, ADS people, because you're not pure black people. You let a white supremacist mindset run you, then here's a free person of color, myself, who don't like to be told what to do. You trying to bully me and get a high yellow, a confused, uneducated motherfucker to come tell me who I am when I've been doing this shit since I was young. Okay? Both of them, this fool is high, 43. I'm 42 this year, and he think he's all that. But the higher the color ain't making him have 2,000 million some dollars a month, a week, instead of 300 a week. Okay, very cheap and ghetto. So I got caught like it is. Don't ever come to a proud multiracial man who did his ancestry research since he was a child, 13 years old, and went more of it when he was in his 30s, okay? And you're going to tell me that I'm ashamed of who I am? This pure black woman, not no African descendant woman who I'm going to claim be pure black because I'm white man, so see. So, no. This pure, I didn't go to no Center G. No, I didn't. I didn't go to Camera Skin, Center G, and to get her information. I went to an African. So if I was ashamed being black African descent, and knowing it's not pure black and claiming I'm mixed and stuff, I'm just ashamed. I would never go to an African woman, right, who's 100% black, darker than me, very beautiful and intelligent, and have a money making mindset. She has a wealth mindset. That's why she got money. And she was saying you gotta change your mindset for your reality to grow. Okay, a lot of African American people have victimhood. That's why I be honest with you. I don't hang with too many ADOS people until I hear pro victimhood and I hear about a victimization and you have a solution to solve it. I listen to you, but all this has been going on for 400 years and ain't gonna change. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. But me, I have slave mentality, so how can it change? You refuse to rebuke the slave mentality in your mindset. You refuse to go along, call yourself kings and queens, and not your mix. So one thing the African woman said, no matter how it went in your bloodline, in your ancestry, it's still part of you. The white DNA is still part of you. Act like white people. And she right. Because just the white colonizations going to Africa trying to tell them what to do, the African American descendant folks from the United States immigrating their country. Lucky that if they have any papers, they don't have a restriction on DACA down there. Okay, act trying to pass as a pure African. Your bitch ass can't pass as no fucking pure African. And I want to see what type of shade you or complexion trying to pass as pure black. Because I'm going to call that ass out. You damn right. We're not pure black people. We're mixed. And she said it. I have more comment with the food, which I don't want to be friends with blue tragic mulatto food, blue is whatever the fuck his name is. I don't ever want to be friends, but we do have common DNA because our DNA is not pure and we're not pure black. So all this biracial ain't black and black people ain't biracial. Black Americans ain't pure black ain't about cut her said ignorance. We are mixed race. Most of these people of African American who claim to be pure black are not happy with themselves. I'm happy with myself. I'm very happy. Once I did my ancestry research, I felt complete. I never forget when I traced my roots to England, 2016, and it was the fourth grandmother who's white. Okay, I felt this essence like a puzzle been missing all my life. I almost went to tears when I did this. I'm not lying. And African phone Chinese African woman is right. Even getting teared up right now. I almost went to tears when I traced my roots to England for 1590 for 3 days. It was right about was it right about? No, it was the same patch day that was in March. This was in February of 2016, and I almost went to tears because I never thought it was possible. I never thought that this part was part of me. and I traced it to Suffolk, England. Suffolk, England, yes. And to people on who will say that white folks will accept me, you motherfuckers shut up. Because on Twitter, when I told people about this on Twitter, did you know I had people from Suffolk, England liking my tweets and acknowledging that I was part British? So one thing, God is so good because you have to change your mindset. I don't believe in that that these little slave minded Negro that sending people ain't no fucking pure black telling them what to do. You change your mindset. I had white folks from England liking my stuff on Twitter. So I'm not lying. I felt a puzzle piece. So you have a tragic mulatto who's not all that happy about being what he is, and he's upset with a non-tragic multiracial person whose parents is multiracial, who have been tricked by the white race supremacy, put one drop mess in their life, who have been bamboozled by it and still being bamboozled by it, who and their child refused to go along with it like a smart person I am. You sit here going to trash talk me, get my enemies, and get another confused Afro and Steve, so who were about BBC and shit, to come in and attack me. But God's so good because this beautiful woman here said that you had to lodge all your roots. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm African," and I look. She was saying how there was someone that like it was pure black, and they found it was more European than black, and they were shocked to see that in the DNA test. That's the whole reason why. That's why I'm not with y'all with that letting the white man and their friends tell us who we are. Okay? Because we are mixed race people. And if I have to go to Africa, learn about Africa, I'm not going to some ADOS person just because they had common DNA with the African tribe and they gonna try to tell me, and then they also gonna be forceful. Because we know the reason why they're touch the African phone channel, why a lot of African American people are very forceful, because our slave master ancestors did to our African American descendants, both mixed and pure. And the minute our elders, and I'm gonna address this, when I mention people in my family older than me or someone older than me doing something wrong, that's why we very disrespectful towards those who are older. It doesn't matter if they age. It's a defensive mechanism. But you have the reason why, because the slave mentality of those elders in our community make sure we had a ounce of oppression. They're very abusive, very toxic, and they meant because they tell you they want you to be ready for the white supremacist lifestyle here in the United States to get used to being bamboozled and mistreated. So that's why that the slave master did that. They didn't want that the black children or the mixed race black children in slavery to ever have a non-toxic lifestyle because they will be advanced. They're going to rise up. Most people who don't succeed well are people who come from toxic families and abusive families. Why child abuse is illegal here. Okay, so the mental issues they come dangerous. A lot of people locked up in their prison who are guilty of crimes came from abusive households. It's very true. Even had two-parent household, they came from abusive, toxic household. They're the product of it. So when they get into the real world, that's how they interact, how they was treated at home. So a lot of our parents, especially in the South, and grandparents were very disrespectful because when they was kids, the Jim Crow and slave mindset, that's how they treated their children like they was a bunch of trash. Because how the slave masters, our white ancestors treat our black and mixed race blacks. And so that's why many of us are not respectful because in the 1980s and 90s and 2000s, since we got our Jim Crow, we're breaking away from that curse. They're trying to hold on that curse. Actually, they're the reason why the African American community has not succeeded. It's not just the white people and people who are outside the community coming in. It's the internal situation of our elders who don't want us to be more successful. Because some of these folks, after segregation ended, who didn't succeed, they making sure their children don't succeed. And you know what I'm saying? They're making sure that they at the lowest of low while other groups, Africans, Asian, Middle Eastern, Hispanic, there are Afro Caribbean are rising above, while the us people in our childbirth and all and stuff, they're making sure that we don't succeed because they didn't succeed. Remember, you had people in segregation who wanted to be in segregation, okay, who didn't like Martin Luther King, okay, not just like they didn't have the guts and balls and ovaries to go and fight the good fight like Martin King And when Michael X, we left the Nation of Islam, like Mega Evans, they was loving to be at the bottom, looking at that and not doing anything about it. So when they died, okay, got killed, they carried that slave mentality. They transferred to Jim Crow mentality to the modern day, and they want to make sure we our us AWS generation do not have a non-toxic environment, because most children that come from non-toxic environments end up being successful in life. People who do have a toxic environment growing up don't be successful. Okay, it messes with our brain. So that's why that we have a issue. Y'all, I don't go to an elder person and disrespect them. It's when it crosses the line with me. That's when I get defensive. And it's not just the elder, I do to younger people, because I don't care about the age. I'm looking at the action of the person, and I don't want to experience it. They would tell me that's how life is. I'm sorry, your mindset. No, I don't. I don't subscribe to that mindset. You can be disrespectful, but don't be selfish. Talking about the people who do this mess and bring it to Zach's life. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be disrespected. You can be treated like a doormat all your life, but don't be selfish putting it in my kids or my life because I'm younger. And that's why. So that's why once I said that not all skin for kin folks, that's the reason why a lot of African elders, not all, but with that mindset, will treat a white person who's my age with holy respect. But when it comes to someone like me, they'll treat you less than human. And they can be my shade, they can be lighter than me, darker than me, doesn't matter. That's the slave mentality that a lot of them have, because they was used to get treated like crap when they was growing up. Well, I don't want that in my life. If out of respect, they refuse to respect it and say you have to get the law involved. You got to take legal action. It's like because their brain is so indrawn of being abusive, because that's how they was being treated when he was growing up. That's why we don't have respect for the elder. I wish y'all understand that we came from toxic environments. Even we had a good house. Our families who came from toxic Jim Crow and slavery who don't want to cut that off. So it's not being victim mentality. I, as a victor, not a victim, I don't associate with those people who do that. And I get tired. They just out of the blue, you have to check them and they get disrespected. Like, excuse me, if it was a white boy, white man, or white woman, and she checked you, you wouldn't have a problem with that, because yes, sir, man, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's the mentality. But when it comes to African people, that's how I was going. I don't want that burden. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your burden in my life. Keep that burden out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. And they trying to be sneaky, trying to find any way to do that with you so they can get a sick gratification out of it. That's why they're that way. So that's why the community has to not succeed, because they also the gatekeepers of oppression. Okay? They have a oppressed mindset and victimhood, and they want to continue it in the next generation, because that's how they grew up back in the day. I'm old school. So I hear something, I'm old school, I'm like, let me keep my distance. Because when I say, I mean, I'm slave mentality. I'm Jim Crow mentality. I'll make sure you get oppressed just like me. No, you're not. No. So please, African people, understand that a lot of us came from toxic environments. We don't want to go through, I mean, I'm middle aged now. We don't want to go through that. These people are selfish. They want to add that some significant way in our lives. And I'm like, hell no, I don't want that in my life. So that's why we are like that. It's not that, elder person was came, let's start trashing them. No, it's when they start talking, cursing at us, talking down to us. And remember, the reason why they talk like that, because because we're not pure black people, our white ancestor did that to our African people. And the elders back in the day, in the slave days of Jim Crow, internalized that mess and want to pass it to the next generation. And they do it because they want gratification. If they was trying to stop this mess, then they would get their respect. But they want gratifications like the slave master on the plantation. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why we have this issue. They don't want us to have a healthy lifestyle. They want us to have an unhealthy lifestyle because they had that when they was growing up. You have a lot of toxic people in our community who don't want to repent their toxic behavior and mindset, and they want to add or push or impose it on someone like me who refused to accept it. Okay? So understand why African American people don't respect elders. It's not like, oh, the person that came, they go jump on them. No, we say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Then they start, You're trying to, if you came from a like abused lifestyle, you're trying to heal, and they're like, I don't care, and that's how I grew up. That's and like, okay, you pushing that, but I don't care if you're elderly. We're about to go haywire, and it's like you have to go that hard. One's true story. When I was at this, when I was homeless, lady born same year Whitney Houston, '63. She mixed up Mexican, Black Creole, identified as Black, hot young lady. Um, and not to talk bad about her son do live with her, okay, and because she was bringing up my business, so we had a enormous discussion, and she started being loud. And one time, I don't play with Coca Puncher. Let me get that belt. I said, hold up. I don't feel like being disrespectful. I don't care about her being a woman. So I peacefully told the security officer at Kroger's, I said, can you tell one thing the brother being messy? And lucky I can go up of his company and tell on his ass. But anyway, I said, can you tell Miss So-and-so I do not want to talk to her? Because she's about to push the button. So he have a slave mentality. This camera skin, but he about the same complexion. I think he's a little bit lighter. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He has slave mentality. I can't stand his dude. I'm sitting behind closed doors because I can. If I was working security, I could not work with him. I couldn't work with him if I worked in security. So he was being, and someone's told me exactly. They tell you all your business. They talk behind your back. And when I saw her, I left. We sat at the table with Starbucks inside Kroger's. I left. So let me go do some computer work. So the Starbucks I went to, it was letting people in do COVID-19. I said, well, I didn't finish doing it. Let me go ahead and go to Kroger's and do some business on my computer. I go there and I'm not talking to her. And this woman felt entitled because she's older to be my mama. Because actually she was a teenager when I was born. But so anyway, my mom born 56, this one born 63, when Houston age. Okay, so she was a teenager. She does have a daughter that's 1 year older, 1 year old, 1 year younger than me. Okay, she started going haywire. I say, I don't want to talk to you. I respect. You want to talk? Cause I said, this person is a nurse. She started acting like a hood rat. I'm not lying. I said, I don't want to talk to you. I said, I already gave you a chance. I said, okay. She kept on running her mouth. She pushed that bipolar button, and I went haywire. And she started making fun of my multiracial identity about her. I said, well, I said Hispanic. I know you think I'm talking about Mexican because her grandma's Mexican. I'm not talking about Mexican. I'm talking about for grandfather Spanish Creole. Use Creole. So it's like, dang, you older than I am. You should know about that. And she started going in. I said, okay, you cop picking. She called me out. They called me gay and this and that. I said, let me tell you something. First of all, like, wait a minute. I said, first of all, you old cop picking. I said, since you part Hispanic, straw picking, cop picking. I'm going in. You old aunt, your mom, bitch. You just now you emasculate your son because y'all was living. I said, excuse your son in his 30s. He got kids and he's living with you. I went there. So these are on the street trying to survive like a man, trying to get my own shit because she went in my business. So that's when the little brother, Lord, I swear he's have a slave, a cotton pick. I don't like those cotton picking type people. A slave mentality get my fucking nerves. So the cuss here. So then he said, so the other brother that works there, he's an old, he has that a little OG battalion, but he cool, a secure officer. He don't play either. He was actually on my side behind closed doors. He was on my side. Because he get mad. He had to tell us to stop. But there was the one who was being messy, telling everything and twisting things around. I said, first of all, so and so. I said, I used to work security. You showing favoritism. You know she wasn't started. I'm not showing. Well, sometimes they call me a boy. I said, excuse me, you got slave mentality. I told the brother, I said, you got slave mentality. I said, dude, she over here calling me out my name, saying, call me a faggot in front of these customers. And he's telling her nothing. I said, hold up. Because some lighter skinned brother is his manager at the security company, and I said I'm gonna go higher up. If this dude keep on picking, I'm gonna go to another spot and start emailing some people. I'm going to HR department, don't play with me, which I didn't, but my head thinking this. So I said okay. So I didn't tell me to leave. The other security officer, the cool brother, said, "Yeah, he camera skin, sharp camera skin, kind of waves in his hair." And he said, "Yeah, you ain't did it wrong, yeah, because he knew what was going on." So because she was the main aggressor, because I was being the main one, I had to get ugly and tell this woman to leave me alone because she felt entitled with that slave mentality and cotton picking and strawberry picking mentality. Think that it's because she's older, she can walk all over me, and because we in Lynch led in slavery. And the reason why we bring up slavery because we have people bringing it back in the modern day. Okay, it's not victimhood on my end. Is a lot of our African people don't want to repent the slave mentality. It's like though you have white people, racists, don't repent the plantation owner mentality, the slave master mentality. You got these folks who have slave mentality, who has stupidly and just and also internalized that fucking mindset, and they want to pass it out to the young offspring. So I had to go haywire for all these people because this woman kept running her mouth, and I didn't get banned. Okay. But I know she don't come as much when I go Kroger since I got my own place. It doesn't matter. But and it's like I had to go evil because I told her I don't want to talk to you. That's the first thing. So while the security guys, so I got my stuff. They didn't leave. Tell me I chose to leave. I said, let me get out of here. I want to be the better person because I want to know that I'm not here trying to start drama with this bitch. I walked off. And for weeks, she'll see me, she walked off. Then she gave me an apology. And I apologized back to her, but still with my eyes open because I don't have to forgive people. I'm like, I hope it's not a joke. Because I had people, I had to, get on and on. I apologize, and then here we go. They're going back and again. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not all that forgiving person. So that's the reason why that I'm letting you know that's what goes on. I told the lady I don't want to talk to you. She kept running her mouth, and she felt because she's 57, 58 years old, because next 2 years she'll be 60, she can talk down to me because I'm young and because I'm a male, because I'm a brother to I'm African male descent, and not we're not pure. Neither me and her are not pure black people, and she felt, and she was and I mean we had to go in. I had to go hard. It's like damn, I gotta use bad language to actually talk to this woman to tell her to leave my ass alone. So that's why we have this issue. Okay, it's not that us ADS people go after elders and talk to them crazy. Don't get me wrong. You have elders who are very sweet in our community who don't do this shit. And when I hear these young people doing it to that person who ain't doing shit, it makes me want to get a gun and shoot them motherfucker ass. Okay? Because that elderly person didn't do anything to you. Now, if the elderly person did something, that's on them. Because respect goes both ways. No matter what ages, if you're young, that's why when I was in the apartments, I would talk to when my homegirls had kids, because I had mostly female friends, not male friends. And I would talk to the kids in respect for man. I ain't cuss at them or whatever. It's not me. I ain't cuss around them. I ain't talk down. Ain't gonna be nothing. No, because I'm not. No, that's damaging the child's mindset. I say, is it sir? Okay, I say, yeah, that's right, sir. But also, I respect you. You supposed to respect me. I respect you. As I would tell them, I don't care if they're younger than me. They're still human beings. Okay, we have a culture that thinks that because I have a certain title, color, gender, race, whatever, you can get the entitlement to hurt someone. And that's why we have this issue, especially in our community. It's a toxic community in our community. So I believe we should separate within. And keep the ones who want to keep the little slave mentality where they in, and those like myself and progress go the opposite way. But that's the truth. So that's the reason why that we have this issue with the elders, because they have a lot of slave mentality. They treat, I'll never forget, white folks coming to house young, and they're not, they start being very extra nice on them. Do you understand? And that's the whole reason why you see this situation. Please look at, I'm asking my African people, look at it in both lenses. Don't just look at the person and think that, oh, because they're elder, young, they're old, they're defenseless, they just they're being abused. No, you have that slave cotton picking mentality that believes, well, I got treated like shit, I'm gonna treat you like shit. That's what goes on in our community. It's a sad And the reason you see why the young people and people my age have not progressed is because while we was breaking away, they was trying to get people, and yes, white folks who was in charge in certain higher places, along with some Hispanics as well, here in Texas, was teaming up with these little cotton picking mindset elders, and they were making sure we did not win, and their children win. It's not slave mentality, it's not victimhood, it's the reality. But I always advocate, so I'm with you against a vibe show, because I don't believe us coming together. That the ones who want to be slaves be where they at. The ones like myself who are free people of color, runaway slaves, let's go. Let's not sit here and try to be friends with these people and try to argue with them. No, I'm gonna go my route, and they can go the opposite. And I believe in that. I don't want to be near someone who's trying to bring me down. You know what I'm saying? Because they down and used to it. I'm used to it in my life. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. But the African Phone channel, I'm with you, sweetheart. I'm very with you. Okay, really. All right. Okay. Oh Lord, there's a lot to talk about.